three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Everybody, welcome to Teaching Crypto on this Wednesday evening in later September. You are MrFOMO, and I'm AZcrypto. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We picked up a few followers. We really appreciate it, guys. Help us push to 2,000. It would greatly help us out anytime you share the show. MrFOMO, a lot to get to and a lot of important things. So first of all, on Bitcoin, really quickly, so far so good. We talked about holding 26. Not only have we held 26, we've barely held 27, and I'm fine with that. On September 20th, we got 9.5 days left. We can hold 26. Boy, am I excited about October here. Let's see if it happens. I don't want to celebrate too soon. As they say, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. So definitely a lot can change over the next 10 days, but so far so good.
Well, we talked before, we're holding above that 26.2, 26.3 mark that we said we had to get above and hold. But right now we are fighting with that 27.2, 27.1 mark, and it looks like we're losing a little bit right now. And if you look at the chart right now over the last day, it looks like we've poked above it a little bit, but we keep getting rejected. And so that's the next level that I'd like to see us get above. You see how it's red and green there. That's pretty much the line that we're trying to fight against. And so if we can get above that line and hold that, then our next step is 29 and 30. And so, a bit of a red day for where we want to be, but not too red. You know, we're still punching that level. We're still trying to break that glass ceiling. So the more we punch against it, the better chance we have of breaking through and staying above.
If we can get above 27 and even close to 27.5 by October, you know, I think we're going to hit 30. We might get rejected a few times, early 30. And then I like us to hopefully make a run to 35 that I was expecting in August, a couple months late, just a little bit outside, as they say, just a few months late. So hopefully that does happen. We'll monitor this closely, but I don't think we're going to 30 for sure this month. But again, we're both high on October, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, a cautionary tale in crypto. We've talked about BitBoy before, and this did come to my attention, and I don't want to put the guy down, but after bragging about how much he's made and how much ETH and how much Bitcoin he owns, today he went on and begged his followers to send him ETH and his ETH address. Apparently, all his money is gone. He's supposedly in a legal fight with the Hit Network, the team he used to work for. Just some really crazy things. Unfortunately, this is just a tale. I know a lot of you were in Voyager and you had bankruptcy. We've all had our ups and downs, but this is just a reminder, even the people at the top, when they make mistakes, come down. And hopefully the people that, got screwed over unfairly by Voyager, hopefully we'll see the top someday. And it just goes to show you that things do change. And when you do the right things, hopefully over the long haul, things will go well. But if you mistreat people and you make poor decisions, it will, no matter how much money you have, it can come back to haunt you.
Yeah, and this is unfortunate, but it's another one of those cautionary tales in crypto. No one is above the law. And I hate to see this guy like this. Part of me, because he, like I've said before, he is, he's at least part of somebody's crypto journey, right? Everybody that's gone into crypto has at least gone through his channel at some point. And so you know who he is. And it's a little bit heartbreaking to see him like this. And, accountability is a big thing for me. And so, yeah, if this guy is mistreating people, if he's, if he's struggling with substance abuse, like some reports have said, then I hope that he holds himself accountable and gets himself the help he needs and, it works on himself. But the other side of this is, he was the face of that channel for a very long time. And I don't see why he can't build his own thing off to the side, right? I just don't understand. Get back to work. You were kicked off of the one channel, but you can you can make your own channel and you can get back at it, right? I mean, how many people would subscribe to his channel if he opened up another YouTube channel?
He has. We're not going to promote it, but
But that's what I mean is like,
Yeah.
it just get after it. You know what I mean? But it just seems, it seems like one of those, cautionary tales, how the mighty can fall when they, don't hold themselves accountable. And I heard him talk about, relapse and steroids and stuff like that. And that's, if that's not what he was into before, then you wouldn't call that a relapse. And so I am genuinely worried for him and his, and his life. When you hear the kinds of things that people are saying about him, you're seeing somebody that's pretty much hit rock bottom. And so, I hope he gets the help he needs first and foremost, but then I hope that he also holds himself accountable and accepts that accountability, because, people get hurt, and there are consequences to your actions.
Speaking about accountability, that's a perfect segue into Voyager. So we have 2 Voyager updates here. First of all, there was a scam email sent out. So why don't you tell your viewers about that?
Okay, so I love this comment. This email was a phishing attempt. It seems like I did not get an email, so I didn't get a chance to look at it. But the problem with this is the Stretto documents that came out they were settling with what they were calling the AHEG. Now, that's not an acronym for FTX or Alameda or any group associated with them. An AHEG is an ad hoc expert group. And what they were saying is they were going through the court to make sure that they could settle with the lawyers that have been helping them all along. That's all that Stretto document said. I did not see anything on Stretto that even hinted at the idea that FTX, Alameda, and Voyager had come to any sort of an agreement, that the mediation had finished at all. And so I took this to mean that email was definitely a phishing attempt. And if it was asking you for bank information or any type of information, then it was completely out of whack, because they've got your address and they've said moving forward they were going to send you checks.
So there were 2 emails, actually. One was the phishing attempt and one was the information about the lawyers. They were 2 separate things. And then Voyager sent out an email saying we're aware of a phishing. So 3 emails. Basically, what you guys need to know, there was no FTX update. Okay. They're still in mediation. No news is not good news, because remember, they're only reporting if something happens. And it's September 20th, guys. So we're probably less than 2 weeks away. My fear is sometime in October, we get an announcement there's a court date in 2024. And then that's a nightmare, because now you're talking about months and months of trial. And then that's more money for the lawyers. I would hope that they could find a way. I saw that FTX was suing Sam Bankman-Fried's parents, for God's sakes. I would hope that they would find a way to get this resolved, so we don't have to wait another year for our next payment, if we even do get a payment. Some people are still waiting for their checks. I'm hearing next week for those. That's what I'm hearing. If you still haven't gotten your check, it's just still a nightmare, unfortunately. I hate to bring it up, but we have to, sometimes it's good to put it out of your mind, but you got to remember, we've only gotten back a small portion of what we should. And so it's still a nightmare once you think about it. Mentally you got to move on, but
and I mean, it's such a huge nightmare that there are vultures out there waiting for Stretto documents to come out so that they can pretend that those Stretto documents, are some sort of distribution or the notice of some sort of distribution. And then they are sending official looking emails to people asking them to give them information so that they can get that distribution. That's what makes this nightmare worse, is that there are predators out there waiting even for the slightest chance to take advantage of us again. And that's the horrible part.
Let's make sure everyone gets this clear. You are never going to be asked to do anything. If you ever get anything, it'll be in the mail. Hopefully your email address is accurate. Once they have the website running, which is supposed to be this month, you should be able to check your email and your transaction history. So just check. I haven't checked it today, but last time I checked it, the website wasn't up and running. So I'll check again tonight. But just don't open those emails.
Yeah, just
Just leave
delete them.
it
They
alone.
have your address. When distribution time comes, we'll let you know, and
Yeah,
you'll get a check.
there'll be a heads up for sure. There'll be a heads up, and it'll be for another 3 or 4 weeks, knowing how they operate at least until you actually get that check. Best case, 3 or 4 weeks. There was something that happened yesterday that was actually significant in crypto and gives me great hope for 2024. And it was this, Mr. FOMO. CitiGroup unveils token services for institutional clients. Now, if you continue to read, the last line of this article is pretty interesting. In March of 2023, Citi forecast that tokenization of digital securities would be a 4 to 5 trillion market by 2030. That's just Citibank. Okay. Let me repeat, 4 to 5 trillion in digital assets. We talked about Avalanche going into digitalizing assets. There's been others, including Metaverse X. We'll see who the winner is in that race. HBAR has put their foot in. A lot there, but that's a pretty bold statement. 45 trillion by 2030. It's 2023. So here's the thing: digital assets are here to stay. How they evolve, we'll have to wait and see. But it does give me hope that more money over time will go into Bitcoin, and I really do believe 2024 is going to be a great year. We'll see. I think I'm sticking to my very conservatively. I think we hit 90K in this run, very conservatively. But obviously, I believe we could go much higher. But right now, heck, just barely at 27. Great place to be if you want a DCA, especially if you're thinking about flipping. Not financial advice. Flipping in the late fall, early winter. I do believe, like we talked about, there will be another downturn. Between now and the next halving. It's almost guaranteed, guys. There'll be another dip. So just keep that in mind.
What they're talking about is tokenization of digital securities. What they're talking about is the entire market, the market capitalization of the entire crypto market by 2030 will be 4 to 5 trillion. And during the last bull run, we got to 2 trillion, right? At some point. And now we're back to 1 trillion, just below 1 trillion. But for the entire market, we're talking about tens of thousands of coins and tokens out there. I could see that happening, but that will be diluted across that entire market. We've talked about this before. In bull runs in the past, you were hyper focused on very few assets, and then as Bitcoin got older, the market began to dilute even further. And so I'm not sure that we ever really got that true super cycle or altcoin season last time because of that fact. Leverage trading played a role in that. And there's a bunch of other reasons, but I think that that's one of the reasons. And so I can see it getting to 4 or 5 trillion, but I don't think it's going to be focused on Bitcoin and those, top 20 assets. I think it'll be pretty spread out.
I think the reality is if you want an altcoin season, you got to pretty much buy now, put it in a safe place, and sell sometime before Thanksgiving in 2025. That's your prolonged. It's a boring alt season because it takes a really long time. It's not. I don't think you're ever going to see a day where you buy a token and then 3 weeks later at 10 to 20 to 30 X's. I think those days are probably, unless you get something brand new that's very risky.
We could. There are still really good projects that are well down the list. I mean, I know I sound like a shill now, but I talk about an Efinity with that $30 or $40 million market cap. There are projects down the list in the 200s, 300 range, where you can pick them up for pretty cheap, and they have pretty low market caps. And I could see those gaining a lot of momentum into the next bull run. I think these bigger market caps are just going to have a really hard time collecting all that money when there's like this says so much hopium in these other coins.
Mr. Slim, he just doesn't have the patience for the Litecoin cycle to begin. Mr. Slim,
he's killing you.
Yeah, Litecoin's not worth looking at till the spring, my friend. But listen, when it gets below 50 again, It'll be an amazing time to accumulate. I'll tell you that right now, because you're going to go, if it hits 50, 48, watch it go back to 100 in just a few months. So we'll let you know when that happens, Mr. Slim, so you could take advantage, and then you could make jokes, and so you could profit and laugh at the same time. All right. For Mr. FOMO, this is AZcrypto. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button, share. Help us out, guys. And if you haven't subscribed, do so right away. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you later this week.
See ya.